Thank you, Carolinas PGA. This is a great honor, and I'm very proud. Horton Smith was the first Masters champion. Considering this makes me realize that my chances of ever winning a green jacket are diminishing. I just turned 50, so I'm probably out of the option there. But it's not because of my playing skills that I was nominated for this great award. This award recognizes contributions in developing and improving education opportunities for PGA professionals. It is very humbling for me to realize that I'm here tonight because of an idea I had many years ago. And I've spent many years sharing this concept with anyone who would listen to me. Over the last 10 years, my goal has been to demonstrate these ideas, these concepts to golf professionals. I go to teaching summits. I took part in many of the, I was able to tell my story to the PGM students. I was also invited to take part in the CPGA Assistants Association. This allowed me to show that my PGA membership has created a whole new career for myself and the PGA members who I have working on my staff. I'd like to briefly discuss my background and the quick story on how I arrived here tonight. I grew up in North Dakota. I was number 8 of 9 kids. Nobody played golf in my family. They didn't know what golf was. Fortunately, some kids in the neighborhood who played golf invited me to a 9-hole public course that was near our house. That was my introduction to the game. With my paper route money, I was able to afford the $32 a year, which was what the season pass cost. And I believe that was the best $32 I ever spent in my life. I played golf every day, all day. I was hooked on the game. I fell in love with the game at that time. After high school, I left North Dakota as soon as I could. I wanted to pursue golf year-round, so I moved to Arizona. I was lucky. I went to Arizona State, and I was a walk-on to the Arizona State golf team. That was the exact same year that a blue-chip recruit named Phil Mickelson started his freshman year. Phil was an amazing player in college, and his approach to the game was different than anybody I had ever met. You know what? I often wonder whatever happened to that guy. He's probably selling insurance somewhere, but man, he was great in college. After college, I moved twice a year for 20 years. I moved north in the summers, south in the winters. I was trying to find my niche in the golf world. I've been part of the Southern Cal section, the Southwest section, the New England section, and now I have stabilized right here in the Carolinas PGA section. Over the years, I've worked in bag rooms, cart barns, golf shops, taught golf for many years, and I even caddied on the PGA Tour. The caddying is when the idea of swinging and rhythm really hit me. And I focused on how I could share that information with my students, because this was the most crucial element of the golf swing, rhythm. So that my students could feel what I was talking about, I created a few workable prototypes. And once I deemed them safe to bring out, I began using them in my lessons. It was immediately during these lessons when my students would say, "Hey Jimmy, can I buy this thing from you?" That's when the light bulb went off, and that's when I said, "I'm gonna start a business. I'm gonna start this business with this idea." My first question to myself was, where should I start this business? I've lived everywhere in the US, I've traveled everywhere, caddies, I've been everywhere. But after much processing on all these experiences, I chose the Greenville, South Carolina area and the Carolinas PGA as the section I wanted to be involved with. I believe this is probably the best decision I ever made. The CPGA is the largest section with some of the greatest golf courses I've ever seen. I love the golf courses in this, from the mountains to the beach. Fantastic. And more importantly, some of the best players. And not only that, the best players and the best PGA professionals in the nation. The only problem I have with all you great players is that I'm getting really tired of all y'all beating my ass at every major, but I'm going to keep coming at you. I'm going to keep playing. But I'm sitting next to Charles Frost, and every time I play with Charles, he doesn't even notice what I'm playing. Like, he's 68 and I'm 78. But I'm going to be back, Charles. I'm working on my short game. So, well, I don't want to take up any more of your time, but I really want to thank you for welcoming me into your section. I believe this to be the best section in the PGA of America, and I'm a very proud member. So to be considered someone able to promote the great game of golf, especially amongst my peers, is something I will never forget. So I appreciate all of your support, and thank you very much. And I'm glad to be a member, and I'll be here till I'm done golfing. Thank you very much.